100 grand, you just pay for it, or you have a little bit?
Well, here's the truth. The truth is, and we've talked about this at another event, when you actually start making money and you're coming out of debt, your credit is still bad. So even though I had all the money to buy the car, I was advised that I should just put money down and pay a note for like 6 months and then refinance that note and then pay off the car to build up the credit. So they wouldn't let me buy the car. They made me finance like 40 grand.
Wait, they wouldn't let you buy it?
No.
See, it's actually hard.
They didn't want the money.
It's hard to spend your money.
It's hard to spend.
They're like, I just want to buy the car. And I just wire you cash. No, you have to go into debt.
It's true.
America, other countries in there are like, what? Okay, so Lawrence, now how much does your car cost? You got a Porsche, right?
It was like 70, I think.
70, okay, so I'm just gonna write Lawrence's $70,000 Porsche formula, right? Porsche, hold on a second, Lawrence, I gotta write this whole thing out. Formula. Now, what do you do to actually get people in, Lawrence, truthfully?
Truthfully, I hired 2 people to run my business.
Huh?
I hired 2 people to run my business.
Okay, and you just pay them.
Yeah.
Now keep in mind, when you're new, right, it's a little different when you were new.
Well, stuff you learn in the masters.
Yeah. He started making money and then you did this, right? So things can evolve.
Yes.
It gets easier, doesn't it, Tracy? The hours can go down, but at first when you start, sometimes you got to work your ass off for a bit, and that's okay, right? You did in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
All day and night, our first month of launch, outside of his work, he worked 8 hours, and he was up till 2 in the morning building, right? That's the truth. When
Yeah,
you
I
first
ran
started.
hard.
But then he made like $500,000, and he was like, I'm sick of working.
Yeah.
Right, so you hired 2 people. What do they do?
I don't know how much I make, because I asked Tracy, who's over there, like, hey, how much have I made?
Hey, Tracy, come up here. She works for it?
Was that?
She works. She knows how much
Yeah,
money she can make?
does.
Here, I'm curious because she knows. And you know.
Yeah, I know. I texted her.
And it's funny. He's got to text his assistant to know how much money he makes. Okay, so real quick here, I want to check how much do you make? How much money do you make? Does he make?
Does he make?
Yeah.
It varies. It's anywhere between about 80 to 97
A year?
a month.
Okay. And his assistant knows and he doesn't know.
Yeah.
So real quick. So you're hiring 2 people and now she closes for you and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the other person do?
Manages my emails, manages, actually, I ran
So
an
when
app.
I email you, that's not you. I emailed them and I got a response. It's like, this is Lawrence Tom.
That's a funny story. I ran a half marathon, and I'm on like my 6th or 7th mile. I haven't even trained, so my leg is cramping up. And I called up, I texted running, hey Andrea, can you have a masseuse at the house when I'm done? Because my leg is freezing up.
So she checks his email and then gets him a masseuse, right? And then she closes sales for you, and you pay for traffic, right? I think. Or what do you?
Last 3 months, I spent about 5,000.
So you spent $5,000 a month or $5,000
No, in the last 3 months.
3 months total. And how many people do you bring in a month? Hundreds?
40?
40 a month, so close to 2 a day,
Yeah.
right? Now he's making, what did you say, 70,000 a month, 80,000 a month? So I'm going to put Lawrence Tam's, 80,000 a month formula. 80,000 a month formula. Now this is pretty unbelievable to listen to for the first time because people think that there has to be more, right? Is there, truthfully?
I mean, it just gets easier. You shift your mind.
Yeah.
What's
You
important.
had to learn some skills in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? And you had to work your ass off for a little bit. I mean, you can't pay for 2 assistants when you're making no money, right, Tracy? I mean, we got to relate to people in the room, right? Laura Parrish, she's not paying for assistants, although it might not be a bad idea now. Right, Chris Rushlow, you in the room here real quick? Where are you? Woo! Chris Rushlow. Hey, come up here, brother. Come up here, brother. He's making less right now, but he's just starting to make some real money, so I want to talk to him about something I told him, too. But, so you just get people to see the video to get them in.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what you do.
That's it.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. I don't miss on the broadcast anymore.
You know, right.
All the swipes and all that, the rebroadcast.
Just in your autoresponders, you
Yeah.
just get people to see the video.
Yeah, I just post pictures on Facebook about what I eat, and people just they subscribe. I mean,
Now you go through phases of evolution in your business, guys, where it does get easier. I'm going to talk about that tonight and how to do it. Okay? But you gotta start, and you gotta be willing to do what it takes. Now the numbers I'm showing you are ridiculous. Income disclosure, this doesn't guarantee that you're gonna make money. Let's not be retarded, right? And sometimes people are like, well, what's guaranteed? Well, it's guaranteed if you're asking that you shouldn't join, right? That's what's guaranteed, right? Because nobody's guaranteed. A lawyer doesn't ask that when he's going to law school, does he? What's guaranteed when I get out of law school? Nothing, dork. You actually got to practice law. You actually got to get people to see the video. You know what I mean? Okay, so you get people to see the video.
Exactly.
Pretty much it.
Yeah.
Right, and then she closes people for you.
Yeah. What's funny is the paid traffic is actually through the Power Capture pages.
Really? So you just send them straight to the pages that are the same pages?
Yeah. I mean, I tried to build my own. It was like half the conversion. I'm like, this doesn't make sense.
Well, yeah. So you don't care if you're the best, like, direct response guy ever?
No, I'm not. Because Chris Jones, he was cracking on me. He's like, dude, you're doing stuff that you don't even know what you're doing. I was like, I don't. I just do it.
Hey, you don't care.
Yeah.
You don't care, do you?
No.
Is it okay if, like, we just convert sales for you and you don't really have to do anything?
Yeah, because I get paid 100%.
That's okay.
Yeah, why not?
You get this, you pay the same, coach.
Yeah,
All right, now, one thing I want to mention, I'm going to talk to Chris here for a second. One thing I want to point out about Lawrence. Lawrence's income and Tracy's income are higher significantly with less work than almost every internet guru. You guys know that? However, the less work part is pretty significant. Pretty significant. What's it take to be a guru? A lot of work. It's awful. And then you gotta buy robes and stuff. You know what I mean? Real quick, pass it to Chris. Now, Chris, this is my buddy. I've known him since I've been 12. Give him a hand. There's a reason I'm bringing Chris up. Can I talk a little bit about you here? This is not behind your back. I mean, in front of everybody, right? I've seen Chris go through an evolution. Now, what you made this month so far?
This month?
12,000 already, I think.
12,000. Give him a hand. Evolution, a lot of us do things like this, where you're around somebody, like he was around me, right? He saw me take off, right? He just like, right? It's hard to watch sometimes when you're close.
WTF.
Yeah, he's like, you know what I mean? So Chris, and this is the truth, okay? Let me give you my perspective. Now, I will be honest here. I told Chris how to do this for a long time, right? But sometimes you're too close to somebody. Right? You're too close to somebody to listen to them. Right? Be very careful when your mind is open and when it's not open. Because you may be hearing something hundreds of times that's just what you need to hear. That's just what you need to hear to get what you want. And you're rejecting it. You did that for a while. Truthful, didn't you?
Yeah.
And it's not his, guys, it's not his fault. We've known each other, so we played basketball together in 9th grade or whatever, right? We were in a vitamin deal together, doing weekly meetings.
Weekly meetings.
And he liked going to my meetings because they were fun to watch, you know what I mean? Because you never know what's going to come out of my mouth. One time I went into spasms on the floor because I was so excited.
And they all got in.
They all joined. They were afraid to not join. Right? I was really good. I was a really good communicator, really good at getting people in then too. It's just I was having a hard time getting people to meetings, right? Really hard time doing that. And our whole group got burnt out.
Yep.
Right? And they all quit. Why? Because we were doing three-way calls, and as we talk about in the master's course, we talk about why that is a horrible way to build a business because of what's in there. We'll talk about that later. So finally, a few months ago, here's what happened. Here's what I saw. Chris had this ego surrounding his actions. And it wasn't a bad thing. A lot of us got an ego. Look, you know what I mean? A lot of us think that we know how it is, right? Right? Now the truth is, the realization is, that there's very little that we actually know. There's very little that we actually know. And if we believe something, we believe it just because we believe it. We made a decision to believe it. It's not necessarily because it's the truth, right? Having an ego is a decision. Not listening to what we teach this weekend is a decision. Deciding to listen is also a decision, right? Now, a few months ago, you decided to start listening, right? Isn't that true? Now, he already had a six-figure down the line. Right, Amy? Right?
Amy starting one.
Yeah, she's in growth. Now,
And Jordan Schultz.
but he wasn't making that much. And Jordan, now he's there. He's six-figure earner too, right? So you got two six-figure earners in your group too. So it's not just him succeeding, right? Now you might have more.
And I have Landon coming up, so he'll be a 6-figure earner too.
Landon's almost at six figures too.
20 people this month.
Huh?
20 people this month.
Hey, Landon, give Landon a hand.
He's 22 years old.
I saw him drop that ego. I saw you drop it, and everything was transformed, right? He just started listening, right?
Right?
He was like, I'm going to do this. Now, what do you actually do to make money? You made $12,000 this month so far. It's the 19th. It's almost the 20th. Those of you who are excited about that, right? I've seen the messages on Facebook. I know about the secret meetings. I know on the 20th of April, some of you are like, what they're talking about? Don't worry about it. But in any case, you start listening, and what do you do to bring people in?
Post pictures on Facebook.
Like Lawrence, kind of copying Lawrence, right? And
Pretty much.
What else are you doing? Getting people to see video?
Just posting pictures and they ask me about it and I send them that video.
Okay. So this is Chris's $12,000 a month after a long time of not listening formula. Right? So he got, I think, the meal thing from Lawrence. Lawrence is actually like this, by the way. If I call Lawrence, which sometimes I do, I call him occasionally. We've known each other for years, right? He's been on my teams for years. I saw this guy struggle for ages, guys. And he comes to my house in Costa Rica. And he's like, man, I can't make any money doing this.
I don't know if you remember, we had a Houston meeting for one of our opportunities.
Yeah,
We were
yeah.
shooting a video, and the video was awesome until you go, but look at Lawrence's hole in his dash, in his car. I had this huge hole. I always positioned the camera so you could never see it. But then you were in there, and you're like, but look at this hole. I'm like, oh, man, I cut that, man.
You always got to edit my videos. You never know what's going to come out. You know what I mean? So he had a hole in the dash. And he used to wake up in the morning early, right, and sit in a cubicle all day. I used to make fun of him and say he's the Dilbert marketer. You look so much more relaxed now, by the way. Why is that?
Yeah, well, I mean, my wife's happy, so.